Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Faith. Thank you for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to be showing you my go-to makeup look. This is a makeup look that I use all the time when I don't really want to be creative or like think about how to put together all these different colors and whatnot. This is just a very simple glam makeup look that's not too difficult. There's no winged liner, there's no like crazy things going on here, but it is a step up from my everyday makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get right on into this tutorial. Okay, so to start out, what I have been loving to use as a primer, and I think I even did talk about this in my top 5 primers that I filmed a couple months ago. This is the Buxom Divine Goddess Luminizer, and this is in the shade, I think it's called Venus. And I just love this, and what I do is I take like a stripe here, a stripe here, and a stripe here. The cool thing about this product is that it gives a kind of like cooling minty, not minty because that's like a flavor, but like kind of like a light tingly effect, but I like it. It's not uncomfortable by any means. It's just like refreshing kind of, and it does give a nice luminosity to the skin. So for foundation, what I've been loving to do is mixing the Too Faced Born This Way foundation with the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Luminizing foundation. And I know that this is high-end and this is super cheap, but I don't know, when I mix these two together, it's like my dream come true. The Too Faced Born This Way has really nice lasting power and also has really nice coverage, but it can kind of cling to dry patches, whereas the LA Girl Pro Coverage foundation is super hydrating. So just the mix of the two is perfect. So I mix these together on the back of my hand, and then I just tap it on the face, and I'll go in with my Real Technique sponge and blend that all out. So you can see the gorgeous luminosity that gave my skin. It is a little bit light. I did my loving tan, and I actually like have been outside a lot, so I'm pretty tan, but we'll fix that with some bronzer later. But first, I need to use my tried and true Tarte Shape Tape. This is what I use every day. I'm using the shade Light Sand. And I have been using a little bit less of this. I used to like go in and draw a whole triangle, but what I've been doing lately is just like doing dots like this. This just makes it look a little bit more natural, not so heavy. So first for under eye setting powder, which I'm using 2 different powders today. This is just to lighten and brighten the under eye. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, but I just take my Real Techniques sponge like this and push this under the eye like so, and we'll swipe away the excess powder after we powder the rest of our face. Just real quickly, that's what that powder looks like. But for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Bare Pro from BareMinerals. This is their Performance Wear Powder Foundation. This is their like pressed powder foundation, and I love this. I use the shade Camel. So I am definitely ready to put on some bronzer because I feel like I kind of look washed out right now. And my favorite bronzer, my go-to bronzer, as you might know if you watched my top 5 bronzers video, is the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, and I just have it here in this Cheek Parade palette. You don't have to purchase this whole palette to get the bronzer. You can purchase the bronzer separately. But I actually am going to take a mix of the Hoola Lite and the regular original Hoola. I've been liking to mix them just to make it look a little bit more natural. And you can see it just like so easily creates a beautiful bronzed contour. This is the Real Techniques sculpting brush. I love this. It's perfect for bronzing and contour. I think I'm going to film a video on all the brushes I use because I really don't talk about all of them all that much. And now I look somewhat like I match a little bit more to my body. My shoulders get so tan. If my whole body could get this tan, I would be thrilled. But it just doesn't happen. Like my shins my legs, especially my shins, like don't tan. So next up is blush, and the blush I've been loving to use lately. I've used this I think every day for the last 2 weeks, is this Milani Baked Blush, and this is in the shade Dolce Pink. It definitely has like a shimmer to it. So if you don't like shimmery blushes, this is not going to be for you, but I love it for the summer because it just adds like a really, whoa, there's a mirror in it too. I didn't even know that, it just flipped over. But if you like that shimmery kind of like healthy looking glow, this is an awesome drugstore option. So as you know, I do a little blush on the nose. I even tie it up into like the forehead area. So next step is brows, and I'm going to do these off camera. I have a whole video on how I do my brows. I'm going to do them quickly off camera using 2 L'Oreal products, the Brow Stylist and the Brow Plumper, and I'll be right back. Okay, so brows are done, and what I have been using for eyeshadow every day for definitely the last 2 weeks, or since I got this product, is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I did do a blue eyeshadow tutorial using this palette. I think that was like my last video, and I just haven't been able to keep my hands off this. I will not lie to you though, these are more of the colors I've been staying in, and that's what I'm going to be using today. People have asked me to do more of a neutral eye look using this palette as well, so I thought that would be perfect to show you, especially since this is kind of my go-to tutorial for you guys. What I've been starting with is using this shade here, and that is Silk Cream, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous transition shade. It goes on so nicely, and I just diffuse that all throughout the crease, and this just gives a really, really nice diffused look. Next, what I've been doing is going into this shade here, which is Pukey. I don't know, this shade, like every time I put it on my eye, I'm like shook. It's just like a warm neutral shade, but when this goes on in the crease, I'm like, I almost get goosebumps. Like, it's really not that dramatic, but I just absolutely love that shade. I don't know. It's like the perfect warm transition shade. And then I go back in with Silk Cream and like lay it back over top. This will make it look super, super diffused, and you will have no harsh lines. I'm going to deepen up the crease a little bit more, and to do that I'm going to use more of like a, I don't know what this is called, like an angled, skinnier, fluffy brush. And I'm going to take this shade here. This is called Buns. I'm going to take Buns and put that directly in the crease and keep this one much, much lower. I'm then going to take this shade here, which is Mocha, and do the same exact thing. I'm also going to start to drag this down just to like the outer edge of the eye here on the actual lid and deepen that up. And we'll diffuse like that edge, but first I just want to place down the color. Then I'm going to go back with my bigger fluffy brush and go back into Silk Cream. I have a feeling Silk Cream is going to be the shade I hit pan on first, because I always go back in to use it, and it kind of just makes everything look more seamless and blended when you just kind of brush it on the edges of the darker colors. It just is such an easy way to blend your eyeshadows. I don't know. I lost some of the darkness here, so I'm just going to go back in, and it's just like going back and forth, light to dark, until you have that nice, almost ombre effect, blended effect. And then I will run whatever is left from that darker shade just underneath my eyes, and then I kind of connect them here. And then I'll go back again with my big fluffy brush and just further diffuse. And then what I do is take a shimmery shade, and I've been going between these two lightest ones. I don't know, just like a very light lid color. Really, I feel like makes your eyes look really big and awake. So I've just been going back and forth between the two. They're pretty similar. I think for this look I'm going to use this more yellowy one. So I just take it on my finger and put it on the lid, and you can see there's like a ton of color and shimmer that comes from that. So first I just place it on the lid, and then I'll take my big fluffy brush and make sure it's all seamless and blended. Oh my gosh, I just realized I forgot to contour my nose. I'm gonna have to go back and do that. But I'm just gonna take this brush here and get a little bit closer to the tear duct and actually place some in the tear duct as well. And then I also need to place some on the brow bone. Okay, and it's really pretty as a nose highlight too. So I've been doing that. Let me just contour my nose quickly. Okay, that's it for eyeshadow. Then what I've been doing is just taking some of this Sephora 12-hour contour pencil and just putting it up here in my like upper waterline just to thicken up the lashes a little bit. And I mostly just stick to the outer edges here. It's very subtle, but I think it does make a little bit of a difference. And then what I've been doing, and this is something I've showed in a lot of videos, but I take the Ardell Cluster Wispy Lashes and I cut them in half. And so I'm going to apply some mascara, my Tarte Maneater mascara, pop on half of these on the outer edges. I think in my last tutorial I showed you how to do this, so it's very simple. So I'm going to do that off camera and then hop back on for the finishing touches. So for lips, what I've been loving, what has been my go-to for lips in probably the last, I don't know, like 2 weeks, is to take this NYX. It's just a little baby stub. I need a new one, but this is just their regular old like pencil lip liner, and this is in the shade Natural. And I just slightly overdraw my top lip, not a ton. And then I use my NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Fortune Cookie. I love this stuff. It's so hydrating. And it's super pretty and like glossy and natural looking. Now I just need to do the finishing touches on my lashes and add a little bit more of mascara to blend in the falsies. And then I have to do my, just a little bit on the lower lashes. I don't like to really clump up the bottom lash. I feel like it drags your eye down a little bit. And then last step is to set our face and apply some highlight. We can't forget that. So I'm using the Wow. I'm using the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. I spray quite a few sprays. And for highlight, I'm going to be mixing 2 highlights. I've loved doing this. These are the Laura Geller Gelato Swirl Baked Illuminators. This is Gilded Honey and this is Peach Glow, and I just mix them. Just kind of like do. And of course we want to put it on the cheekbones. And more on the nose because I love my nose highlight. That's going to be one of those things we look back on in makeup and be like, why? I don't understand. And then I do like to put a little bit on like the forehead here. This just gives such a pretty like wet looking highlight and it just makes you look so dewy. Love that. Okay guys, so that is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed watching. It was nice to be able to bring you guys like a go-to look that I'm super comfortable with, that I know is going to work every time I do it, and it should work for you every time you try to do this look. It's super easy to achieve, yet it's super like, I don't know, just like extra without being over the top, if that makes sense. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to stay notified of when I upload, then definitely hit that subscribe button. And until my next video, guys, bye!